Oh, and look who's over here. Oh, Patrick White, and we have Linda, who is the director of a country known as You.
A distant country
distant.
called
It's got to be distant.
Yes, it's distant. There you go. Hello, Ann.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
And who are you going to be in this? Or are you going to be anybody?
I'm going to be Tennessee Williams.
I know. The younger, the older.
The younger, from 17 years old to 34 years old, from his teenage years to the opening of the Glass Menagerie on Broadway.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It's a fascinating time. He goes through 3 universities. He bounces around the entire country from Florida to California to Texas, and he winds up on Broadway.
Okay, now, how did you, all right. So this play was written, obviously.
This play is, yes, written by a guy named Steve Lawson. There are volumes.
And how did he get the material for the play?
There are volumes of Tennessee Williams letters.
Okay.
There are 2 volumes published, I believe. I'm sure there's enough for a 3rd volume. It's always curious to me, like Tennessee Williams wrote all these letters to his mother, his sister.
The fact that they even kept them is amazing.
But how do you get them back, from all these people? And then he has, people he had one-night stands with or, whomever.
And he wrote him a letter.
And he wrote
Thank
him a
you
letter.
very much.
Yeah. Left it on the
Had a great time.
Yeah.
Not always.
But we have all these letters, and it's fascinating.
So,
and what are people going to do now? The collected emails of whomever?
Oh, well, emails are forever.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
But yeah, it's a fascinating play. It's got 82 letters. It goes over, what I said, 17 years. And it's to his sister, and a lot of his plays are based on characters in his life. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
The Glass Menagerie is.
There really was a woman with the Glass Menagerie? Or?
Yes, his sister Rose, who had one of the first lobotomies in the country performed on her. The character
Really?
of Laura is based on Rose, his sister.
Okay.
And,
Emily Harris. Who played the part in the movie?
Oh, many people.
Yeah, okay.
Julie Harris?
Yeah, Julie Harris. I'd say Emily. Julie Harris.
Yeah. But yeah, and his mother is Amanda Wingfield, and some people, Big Daddy is based on his father from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Yeah, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
So, there are a number of, someone asked him, where does your mother show up in your plays? And he goes, every single one of them, because she was such a large personality.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're directing this. I don't know what it's like to direct this guy, but you
have
got to
no
tell me
idea.
about it.
It's not like directing Patrick, especially in this particular show, because as Patrick has said, these letters really involve a multitude of characters. And what we have done and as Patrick said, there are 82 letters. We have gone through each letter, and we have a great dramaturge who has helped us research the letter and who it was written to and why. But in those letters, are characters that Patrick brings to life on stage.
Oh, you do multi-characters?
So we see Patrick telling us the history of these 82 letters and the people they were addressed to and the people who were in these letters. This play is normally done like a staged reading. We've discarded that. We are doing this as a theatrical performance. And
Well,
he's doing
I was saying, the amazing thing is that these letters even exist. The more amazing thing is that Patrick can remember them.
That is amazing. Funny you should bring that up. Yeah, yes.
I know. I mean, when I watch you, and I've seen you, it's like your mind must be the most incredible little, railroad going through.
This is larger than anything I've ever attempted. It's 52 pages of monologue.
Oh my God.
And I've been working on it for 2 months with a great friend, Debbie Bercier, and we come and we just, pound lines into my head, literally. And
can you say a little bit of a line, just to kind of get, what I'm trying to do is get the mentor of how it.
Dear Rose, Ann Bell sent us a letter giving us a list of your engagements, and believe me, you are certainly going to be busy. Your evening dress came up this morning. I don't greatly admire the color of it. It's a strange green. Mother said she thought it was blue when she saw it in the store, but I don't see how. It is just as green as cat's eyes.
Amazing, and you do it in a wonderful dialect.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, really, that's good. Well, he was a Southerner.
He was.
Wasn't it Tennessee?
Tennessee, no.
That wasn't his name.
He was born Thomas Lanier Williams III in Mississippi, and they moved to St. Louis, Missouri, which he called St. Pollution, when he was 5 years old. Despised St. Louis.
Okay.
But he took the name of Tennessee. There are a couple of stories about why that was. He had a very thick Southern accent, even though he lived in Missouri, which doesn't have a real Southern accent.
It has a little accent, but not nearly as Southern.
But he carried on that accent, as did his mother, his entire life. Some say that fraternity brothers gave him the name Tennessee because he had that voice, but his father is born in Tennessee. And I think he took the name up of his father, even though he despised his father. His father used to call him...
Does that come out in the letters?
A pansy. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sort of like, it's like an unrequited love for the father, and he picks up this thing that he needs approval for, needs to be close to, and he becomes, he carries on the name of Tennessee to honor his father in a way that...
Even though it was his father didn't honor him.
He never had it in life.
Yeah, that's interesting. Did you see in doing these letters, I guess, do you see an evolution in his character or his, what do I want to say? I guess his character, I guess what I say, yeah.
Yeah, I think that for me, having been a student of theater my entire life, I didn't really know Tennessee Williams. And
I knew nothing about him other than he was a Southerner, and he wrote
plays, and he wrote these great plays, and I've been familiar with the plays, but to the point of what I discover with this piece is we learn about the writer and the artist and the perseverance and the trouble and the sadness and the loneliness and the fact that he becomes so connected to his writing that it has to be done. There's this voice. There's beautiful letters that talk about this explosion within inside of him, and to know that he struggled daily to move from this day to the next day, and writing was his outlet. As Patrick said, he had a troublesome family. His mother and father, especially his father, really poo-pooed him, and he had a sister that he adored that was mentally ill. And he had a phobia of being mentally ill himself. And his writing was his escape. We've talked about it many times in rehearsal, and as an artist myself, and I'm sure as Patrick is an artist, that we always wonder what draws us to the creative arts. And a lot of times it comes from these troubling backgrounds that we need to work them out all the time. And as he's completing one masterpiece, as we've discovered, he was already 2/3 of the way through his next masterpiece, because writing was his life preserver. It just saved him for a while until it didn't save him. And I do want to go back to one thing that you had asked earlier about directing Patrick. We've known each other an extremely long time, and we've worked together on a few things, but I don't really look at myself as directing Patrick with this. I mean, I'm there as the audience's eyes to help him, guide him through. But when we sat down and discussed how we were going to present this piece, because it could be somebody just standing there reading letters, which is the way it's normally done, Patrick said, no, I want to memorize this. I want to present it as, as a real theatrical event. And I have watched him take on this tremendous workload, doubting himself at times, being proud of himself at other times, but always mesmerizing me in rehearsal. There are moments where I sit there and I say, I'm so glad to be the director, and I'm glad to be in rehearsal because I see it for the first time. I see the beauty, the poetry, the passion, the love, the commitment, the art form. And that parallels Tennessee Williams, because he was the same way, a man who just was so passionate, so committed to his writing, so committed to creating these stories for us. and he's doing this at the same time. And you know, myself and our management team, we sit there and we're just like, all right, notes for you tonight, Patrick. Good job, you know.
That's your directing.
That's it. That's my. I heard Meryl Streep the other night on an interview say, you know, when somebody asked her, "What do you like best about a director?" and she said, "To leave me alone."
Yeah, that's it. Did you? What was Tennessee Williams' personal life like? I mean, we know that he's writing these letters. Do you get a feel for whether he had a lot of angst or whether he had a personal relationship with someone? What did you find?
Yeah, he was a homosexual.
Yeah.
In growing up, there is not a single line in the play where he regrets or is ashamed or feels any sense of doubt about his sexuality.
Well, that means that he was mentally good.
but you know, in the 30s, you know, and he, you know, there are scenes in the play set in a bathhouse, set in a Mexican orgy, and it's just, you know, a matter of fact. It's just
he embraced his life.
Correct.
It was never any. I mean, you know, we look back in our lives and we think, you know, there was that fear of saying anything to anybody. And he just wrote letters about it.
Yeah.
He's just like, yep, this is what was going on. And
yeah.
I found that absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
That he was
it's
so
very
open
positive.
To
It's very it meant that he was fine with himself, and that's a good thing, because so many times you're making the person like point. Well, right now we're seeing that a lot. It's like pointing and we're going to do conversion and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. No, I'm let people be what they are.
Yeah. And well, you know, he didn't grow up in a very accepting household.
Right. You said that about his dad.
But somehow he found it within himself, you know, to know
overcome
who he is. Yeah, and he had a circle of friends who are all, most of them were very successful. James Laughlin, who headed up New Directions Publishing, which went on to publish all of his works, and Paul Bigelow. These are major names in the theater, and Audrey Wood, his agent, who there are many letters to her, and they had a fantastic relationship for 35 years until they didn't.
Well, we'll find out when we go to the play.
That's right. Well, that's going to be in the sequel.
Yeah, well, that's okay. But I do want to address that you've picked a really interesting place. I'm looking forward to going to the MOPCO to see the play. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out at, through necessity, actually. We were ending the year, and we were waiting on the rights for a couple of plays. And
yeah, I know. Those are like, you got your fingers crossed.
And we didn't have the venues. And then this sort of like happened, like, you know, if we were going to have a production in March or April, we needed to audition in January. And we were like, we don't even have the rights. Have placed yet. You know, so we searched far and wide, and we came up with a one-man show, and I didn't have to audition myself. So we cast it, and we're friendly with MOPCO. And it,
Mike,
you know,
they're
fits.
just Kate and the cat.
There's no set. You know, we move from one space to the other. It's sort of a...
Well, it's got a long area so that you can kind of play with that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's the first time we've been there, our 9th location. This is Harbinger's 19th Capital Region
You've done
premiere.
the Albany Barn, and you've done a number of places, yeah.
Yes.
Sand Lake, I think you've done Sand Lake.
Many times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's good that at least you're out there. And it's difficult because you don't have a location. But in a way, maybe it's good because you can do maybe something outside, or I mean, who knows, you know?
We have a bunch of subscribers. We are, very well supported by the community. We're averaging like 400 attendants for every show. And, you know, the people that come and see us, every time they see us, it's going to be in someplace new, you know, so we can change the venue for the piece that we're working on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do this piece in the Albany Barn.
No, it wouldn't work.
You know, so... Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think what you're doing is really great. But we're almost out of time. But I want to ask you, how's the other enterprise going with all the craft?
The craft. I am no longer involved with craft.
Oh, okay.
I am an avid supporter. But yeah, I have no idea. They actually have a meeting coming up this weekend. And I heard some talk about it, but there's no events, I don't think, until next year. But I don't know. Yeah.
You did a bang-up job the first time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know you did. a great guy. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing the play and learning a little bit more about Tennessee Williams. And amazing, 50 some odd pages.
Thanks, Ann.
The old brain doesn't even process that.
He tells himself at least there isn't 55.
I'd be working on plays, and my dad would say, "And you can't memorize the periodic table."
Oh, you're dancing.
Yeah. Just don't love it.
Too funny. Okay,
Thank
break
you.
a leg.
See you.
But I hope you don't. Okay, good.